Imaging. It's Thanksgiving dinner. You're just trying to enjoy your mashed potatoes in peace. But then, Uncle Bob leans across the table. He's got a little bit of gravy on his tie, and he looks at you with that judgmental stare and says, "Why are you still renting? You're just throwing money away. You're paying your landlord's mortgage." And suddenly, the turkey tastes like cardboard. You sit there feeling like a total financial failure because you didn't buy a 3-bedroom house back in 1998 when it cost 2 berries and a handshake. But here is what Uncle Bob conveniently forgot to mention while he was critiquing your life choices. When you buy a home in 2026, you are also throwing money away. I'm not talking about a little bit. I'm talking about taking a pile of cash, thousands of dollars a month, and essentially lighting it on fire in your backyard. Poof, gone, forever, just like rent. See the old math? The stuff everyone repeats? It's broken. We are currently living in a market where the smartest financial decision might actually be the one that disappoints your parents the most. So, put down the Zillow app for a second. Today, I'm going to show you why the famous 7% rule is actually a trap that could cost you 6 figures. Instead, I'm going to teach you a new number called the burn rate. By the end of this, you won't just have an answer for Uncle Bob. You might just find out how to retire $120,000 richer than the guy who just bought the house next door. Sorry, Bob. Let's do the math.
This is the Finance Podcast channel. I'm Dr. Arthur Sterling, and as a 20-year veteran economist, I provide the innovative takes you need on global economy and monetary policy. Click subscribe now to unlock a new level of financial understanding. Okay, let's strip away the emotion for a second. Let's look at the math. We need to talk about what I call the burn rate. You know the phrase, right? Renting is throwing money away. It's catchy. It fits on a bumper sticker. It makes homeowners feel very superior at dinner parties. But here is the cold, hard truth nobody puts on a bumper sticker. When you buy a house, you are also throwing money away. You're just throwing it at different people. Let's break down exactly who you are throwing your money at in 2026. First up, the biggest villain, the bank. With mortgage rates hovering around 6.5% this year, the way an amortization schedule works is, honestly, it's painful. It's physically painful to look at. Let's say you make a mortgage payment of $3,000 this month. You might think, yay, I own $3,000 more of my house. No, you don't. In the first 5 years of a 30-year loan, about 80% of that check is pure interest. That means out of your $3,000, maybe $2,400 goes straight into the bank's pocket. Gone, vaporized, you never see it again. You are essentially renting money from the bank. But wait, there's more. Number 2, taxes. You never really own your land, do you? You just rent it from the government. And this varies wildly. If you buy a place in Hawaii, property tax is practically a rounding error, like 0.3%. But if you buy in New Jersey, you're looking at 2.2% or more. On a $500,000 house, that is $11,000 a year just for the privilege of existing in that zip code. That is $900 a month burned. Number 3, the HOA. Oh, the Homeowners Association. You pay $300 or $400 a month just so a nice lady named Karen can fine you because your garbage can was out for 15 minutes too long. I'm kidding, mostly. But seriously, HOA fees build zero equity. Zero. It is a pure lifestyle subscription cost. And finally, insurance. Have you seen insurance premiums in Florida or California lately? Climate change is making insuring a home incredibly expensive. In some places, it's doubled in 3 years. That is money that protects the asset, but it doesn't add value to the asset. So, here is the new formula. Forget the 7% rule for a second. I want you to calculate your monthly burn rate. Add up the interest, plus taxes, plus HOA, plus insurance, plus maintenance. Compare that total number to the cost of renting a similar place. If your burn rate is higher than monthly rent, congratulations. You are paying a premium to own an asset that is costing you more to hold than it would to simply rent. You aren't building wealth, you are bleeding cash flow. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Nate, if buying burns so much cash, why does anyone do it? Why are rich people obsessed with real estate? Are they stupid? Do they hate money? No. They know something that the rent versus buy calculators usually leave out. They have a secret weapon, a magic trick that makes renting look like child's play. It's called the leverage effect. And this is where the math gets absolutely wild. Okay, are you ready for the magic trick? Because this is where things get really fun. And where almost every single comparison video on the internet gets it completely wrong. I want you to imagine walking into a bank. You sit down with a loan officer, you flash a winning smile, and you say, "Hi, I have $100,000 cash. I would like you to lend me another $400,000 so I can buy Apple stock, or maybe some Bitcoin, or Dogecoin." They would call security to drag you out of the building. Or they would look at you like you just escaped from a mental institution. No bank on earth is going to lend you 5 times your money to gamble on the stock market. It's too risky. But if you walk into that same bank and say, "I have $100,000, lend me $400,000 to buy that rundown house down the street," what do they say? "Welcome, please sit down. Would you like a coffee, a lollipop?" That is the single biggest difference between real estate and everything else. It's called leverage. Let's do some third grade math. Don't fall asleep. This is the part that makes you rich. Let's say you have $100,000 in your pocket. Scenario A, you listen to the gurus. You rent a cheap apartment and you dump that entire $100,000 into the S&P 500. Let's say the market has an amazing year. It goes up 10%. Boom, you made $10,000. You feel like Warren Buffett. But now, scenario B, you buy a house. You use that $100,000 as a 20% down payment to control a $500,000 asset. And let's say the housing market is boring. It's sluggish. It only goes up 3%. Now, 3% sounds terrible compared to 10%, right? Wrong. 3% of $500,000 is $15,000. Do you see what just happened? The asset grew 3 times slower, but you made 50% more money. Why? Because you get to keep the appreciation on the entire house, not just the money you put in. The bank put up 80% of the money, but they don't ask for 80% of the profit. You eat the whole pie. That is why wealthy people love debt. They use other people's money to build their own net worth. So the lesson here? When you are comparing renting versus buying, stop looking at just the home price growth. You need to look at your return on equity. With 5-to-1 leverage, a boring house can outperform a booming stock market. However, there is a massive, giant but coming. This leverage theory sounds amazing in a textbook. It looks beautiful on a calculator, but it relies on one very dangerous assumption. An assumption that I bet 90% of you watching this will fail at. Do you know what that assumption is? It's not about the numbers, it's about your brain. And this is the psychological trap where renters usually get poor, even when the math says they should be getting rich. Welcome to the fantasy land. Welcome to the magical world of Excel spreadsheets. In this world, human beings are perfect robots. We are logical. We are disciplined. We never buy things we don't need. The rent versus buy calculators live in this world. And that is why they are lying to you. Here is the standard argument. Nate, renting is cheaper. My rent is $2,000. Buying that house would cost $3,000. So, I will rent, save the $1,000 difference, and invest it in the stock market. Okay, cool story. But do you? Do you actually take that $1,000 every single month like clockwork and transfer it to your Vanguard brokerage account? Or does that $1,000 turn into a nicer car lease? Does it turn into just one more DoorDash order because you're tired? Does it turn into a weekend trip to Nashville because, YOLO, I'm saving money on rent? We call this the behavioral gap, and it is the graveyard of financial dreams. Statistics show that the personal savings rate in the US is, well, it's depressing. Most renters don't invest the difference, they consume the difference. That money doesn't grow, it evaporates. This is where buying a house does something powerful. It introduces a concept called forced savings. A mortgage is a bill you cannot ghost. You can't just decide, I don't feel like saving for my future this month. If you don't pay, the bank takes your house. That is quite the motivation, right? Every month, when you make that painful mortgage payment, a chunk of it pays down the loan principal. You aren't spending that money, you are moving it from your checking account into the walls of your house. It is a piggy bank that you cannot easily break open to buy a new iPhone. So, fast forward 10 years. The homeowner definitely has equity. They had no choice. They were forced to save. The renter? Unless they had the discipline of a Shaolin monk, they might have nothing but a closet full of old clothes and some great memories of those Uber Eats orders. Buying a house isn't just about a place to sleep. It is an insurance policy against your own lack of discipline. But wait, if you think forced savings is cool, just wait until you see what inflation does to a 30-year fixed mortgage. This is where the renters really get left behind. Let's talk about the inflation hedge. You know who the biggest enemy of your bank account is? It's not your latte addiction. It's not your Netflix subscription. It is the invisible monster called inflation. Every year, everything gets more expensive. Bread, gas, haircuts, and definitely rent. If you are renting, you are swimming upstream against this monster forever. Your landlord knocks on your door every year with a smile and a lease renewal that says, "Congratulations, your rent just went up 5%. Over 10 or 20 years, that compounding increase is terrifying. It's a math horror movie. But homeowners, they have a secret shield. It is the boring, standard 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. This is a financial superpower that is almost unique to the United States. It allows you to lock in your biggest monthly expense for 3 decades. Think about that. The price of eggs will go up. The price of insurance will go up. Taxes will go up. But the principal and interest payment you send to the bank, it stays exactly the same. Whether it is 2026, 2036, or 2046, that number does not change. Ask your parents what their mortgage payment is. Seriously, ask them. They bought their house in, like, 1998, right? They are probably paying $800 a month for a 4-bedroom house. You can't even rent a cardboard box in a parking lot for $800 today. But back then, that $800 felt expensive. It felt like a stretch. Today, it feels like lunch money. That is the inflation hedge. As inflation rises, your salary should, hopefully, go up over time to match it. So, while your income grows, your biggest debt stays flat. In real terms, your debt is actually shrinking every single year. Inflation destroys the value of money. But if you owe money, that is actually a good thing. You are paying back the bank with cheaper dollars in the future. So, while the renter is crying about rent prices in 2035, the homeowner is sitting there paying 2026 prices with 2035 wages. It's basically financial time travel. Hey, are you still with me? Or did you fall asleep thinking about mortgage rates? Let's do a quick check. If you are actually enjoying this video so far, drop the number 1 in the comments below. And if you hate this video, if you think I'm totally wrong, then go ahead and smash the like button just to spite me. Yeah, that'll teach me. Now, before you run off to buy a house, we need to talk about the one scenario where buying is basically financial suicide. This is the exit strategy, and it ruins everything. Listen to me closely. Everything I just told you, the leverage, the inflation hedge, the forced savings, all of that beautiful stuff, it completely falls apart if you do one specific thing. If you buy a house and then you try to sell it 2 years later, you are committing financial suicide. See, when you buy a stock on Robinhood, what does it cost to sell it? $0. When you cancel your apartment lease, maybe you lose a security deposit. But selling a house? Oh boy, it is expensive. It is agonizingly expensive. Let's look at the exit costs. Even in 2026, the standard model is that the seller pays the commissions. You are looking at roughly 5 to 6% going to the real estate agents. Then you have closing costs, transfer taxes, title fees. That's another 2 to 3%. Do the math. That is roughly 8 to 9% of your home's value that disappears the moment you sign the papers. Let's put that in real money. You buy a house for $500,000. 2 years later, you get a new job in a different city. You sell the house for $500,000. You think you broke even? No, you just wrote a check for $40,000 to leave your own house. You didn't break even, you got crushed. This brings me to the 5-year rule. In a normal market where homes appreciate 3 or 4% a year, it takes about 5 years of growth just to cover those selling costs. But remember what we said about 2026. Prices are predicted to grow slowly, maybe 1 or 2%. If the market is flat, it might take 7 years just to get your money back. Buying a home is like a tattoo. Do not get one unless you are committed to keeping it for a long, long time. If you are young, if you are single, if you are chasing career growth, renting is not throwing money away. Renting is buying you freedom. It buys you the ability to pack up and leave in 30 days without losing 40 grand. That is a valuable asset. So, we have the burn rate, we have leverage, we have the exit strategy. Your brain is probably spinning right now. Nate, just tell me what to do. Okay. Let's simplify this whole mess into a simple checklist. Here is your 2026 decision matrix. If you can check these boxes, go buy that house. All right, forget the complex calculus for a second. Forget the 7% rule. Here is your 2026 decision matrix. I want you to answer these 4 questions honestly, no lying to yourself. Question number 1, the ratio test. Take the price of the house you want, divide it by the total annual rent of a similar place. If the number is above 20, put your wallet away. That market is overpriced. You are better off renting and investing the difference. If the number is below 15, buying is likely a steal. And if it's in the middle, it's a toss-up. Proceed to question 2. Question number 2, the time commitment. Can you look me in the eye and promise you will stay in this house for at least 7 years? Not maybe, not unless I get a promotion in Chicago. I mean really stay. Because in a slow growth market like 2026, time is the only thing that heals those closing costs. If the answer is, I don't know, keep renting. Question number 3, the sleep at night test. After you pay the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and set aside money for repairs, do you have any money left to, live? Being house poor is the worst feeling in the world. Sitting in a beautiful empty living room eating instant ramen because you can't afford furniture is not the American dream. It's a nightmare. If the payment is more than 30% of your take-home pay, just don't do it. And finally, question number 4, the mirror test. Are you disciplined? If you rent, will you actually invest the difference? Or will you spend it on a new jet ski? If you know, deep down in your soul, that you are a spender, then buying a house might actually be the smartest thing you can do, because it forces you to save money whether you like it or not. Look, at the end of the day, a home isn't just an investment. It's where you raise your kids. It's where you paint the walls a weird color just because you can. There is a value to that which Excel cannot calculate. But please, do the math first. Don't listen to the real estate agent who needs a commission check. Don't listen to Uncle Bob at Thanksgiving. Listen to the numbers. To help you out, I built a completely free Rent versus Buy 2026 calculator. It's an Excel sheet that does the burn rate, the leverage, and the exit cost math for you. I linked it right down below in the description. Go download it. Plug in your zip code. See if you're about to make a huge mistake or a brilliant move. If this video saved you $100,000 or just saved you from a bad headache, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We are going to make a lot of money together this year. I'll see you in the next one.